Okay, I thought I better touch base again with this trunk and show you just how nice it looks now. Now, it was missing its latch on the front, and because it didn't have that, nothing on the front there, we mounted this nice little handle. So, kind of blended it in, make it look a little bit like the rest of the decor. I put it's actually a stain with a sealer. So it has kind of a gray tint to it with a little bit of what do you call it? Shininess. Boy, me and my words. They can be just a little difficult sometimes. And then Martin created these nice handles that just have kind of a rustic feel. Just some leather. They're strong enough that you can, I wouldn't recommend lifting it when it's full of stuff, but it gives you a little way to kind of pick up the end of it. If you need to pick it up, get your hand underneath it. So you could stabilize it with that handle. I just wouldn't use it for a load bearing. It was missing this latch. So it does have this one here. You've got this handle now. So if you wanted to take a piece of, like say a couple of leather belts and fasten them together and go all the way around the trunk and through this and belt it together right here, you could, and it would look good and it would hold it together. If you were actually going to transport something in it, it would be similar to the way they used to have these things set up. My chimes, they're awesome, but not when you're making a video. Okay, so it's got just a little bit, and this is actually just wood stain sealer that I used on this. But what it did is just kind of penetrated. This is kind of a faux leather. It's like it's made out of like layered paper, and it's just, it works really good on things like this because it penetrates. And this was really dry, so it brought it back to a nice little shine. All right, you might have seen this one before, and you remember this one. And the bottom of it, the metal was peeling up, and I had some slats from a trunk that I had to pull off of it because they were coming off and they were uneven and redone. So I used those slats to complete the bottom edges of this particular trunk and get rid of that raw, sharp metal down there. I still have to, and I think I was still at that point before, I still have to take a little bit of paint and do this strip right here. Just brighten it up. You can see that I've done some linseed oil. I've done a little bit of stain mixed in for those bottom boards. They were a little bit lighter color. And on the inside of this one, I got a little weight on that because that little piece that I had to piece in there, I glued it in. I just put a piece of thin, well, I didn't actually do it. Martin did, and he just nailed this in the bottom. If there's any nails sticking through, when I flip it up, I'll bend them over, just like they always used to. And the strip, like I said, is glued in. So now this has got a sturdy bottom, a nice bottom. It's ready to have items stored inside of it. This will be ready for someone to love and put in a nice corner. It's got just a beautiful color. You know, it's not perfect by any means, but not everyone can afford to have a $700 completely stripped down and remade trunk. And this just makes a really nice statement. In the corner of a room, that's just gonna pop, really gonna pop. Okay, so that's where we're at on this. Update. What have I done to this? You know, I did glue it. Okay, I've glued it. I actually took my torch and I burned some of those little strings that were left over from the leather that was on it. I've been trying to decide where I want to go with it next. Do I want to put some stain on it? Do I want to trim it out and kind of cover up these little areas? And my inspiration has been many things, and I haven't settled on anything yet. So we haven't given up on this suitcase yet. I just haven't made a decision. No definitive things have been going on. I've got a trapezoid case for a Singer 301 right here, and I used some of that gray stain sealer that I mentioned out there on the trunk on this because it was really dry and peeling up, and I don't know if I really like that gray rustic effect that I created with that, so we'll see what I do to change that. So I will update that. This was really dirty. Someone had spilled sour milk on it, and let me tell you what, when I started washing it, it was really nasty. It stunk really bad. So I've got some bath salts inside of it. Oh yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Now it doesn't want to close because I've got little pieces of bath salt crunching in the corners. Okay, there's where we are with that. And oh, that's the interior to my other trunk. I've got to get it put back in. I'll update you on some other projects. Hopefully I haven't got too many things that are behind. If you've got questions about a project, let me know. I think I missed the update on this ironing board too, so I'll try to update you on how that looks. You can see that one is waxed down. It was lightly oiled also on the legs, and it's looking really nice now. All right, you guys, oh, I may have to do that video over again. I'll check it. Hope I didn't get it upside down. And please subscribe. Have a great day. Whew, it's hot out here.